Today's first guest, the first guest of Awesome Everyday People, is Navy veteran Kevin Gaffuri, financial wizard, all around cool guy with some really cool takes. You're gonna love the show. Enjoy. We have got a special guest today. We have Kevin Gaffuri, who is one of our wonderful AskAGuru users, and we're gonna be having a chat with him, see what he's up to, what he can curate for us. And Kevin is an awesome guy, really, really cool. You guys are gonna get to know him. Also works with Primerica as an agent there, and I can't wait to have this conversation with him. Glad to have you with us, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me this morning. So it's great to be here.
Awesome.
So, I'm excited because you introduced me almost a year ago now to AskAGuru.
Yeah.
When we met, when you had the meetup at the gardens in Pasadena.
Yes, at the Story Stearns Gardens, which we're gonna be we're gonna be kicking that off again pretty soon. In August, we're kicking back that up. But yeah, we met over there, and we've been staying in touch ever since. So
yeah,
glad to have you back.
Got to meet your brother as well. You introduced me to the app. Found out my son was already kind of using it a little bit.
Nice.
So
nice. So in terms of like since the last time I saw you, are you listening to anything new? Are you listening to kind of old stuff? What do you these days when you're listening to stuff? What are you kind of listening to?
So music wise, I tend to have a lot of variety, but I go in waves. So right now, personally, I'm listening to a lot of alt rock. So Somber, Bastille, a few of those other bands right there.
Interesting. I haven't heard of those.
Modest Mouse.
Okay, I have heard of him.
Yeah, they've been around for a while.
Yeah.
Bastille's been around. I first started hearing him, I think, around COVID. And
Bastille. I think I might have heard. Are they British?
Yeah.
Okay, I have heard of them.
Yeah, and you've heard him. He's got like an opera voice, but he's doing rock music, which was pretty cool.
Nice, yeah.
And then Somber is a new one that's gotten pretty big. Tame Impala.
I think I have heard of Somber. Is he a black guy? Like,
you know what? I actually don't know.
Okay.
But he's got a couple of big songs.
Okay, I think I have. And then who you said Tame Impala?
Tame Impala.
Nice. Yeah.
That's actually one guy.
Right.
So,
Kevin Parker.
Yeah, and he's just had a couple of, like, I was listening to it and I'm like, this is really different. And this is rock, but it's also kind of like pop music. I'm like, okay, I can get into this.
Yeah.
So
were you listening to his new album, Dracula, or were you listening to old stuff of
Dracula? Dracula was not the first song I'd heard, but it was the first song I recognized. That's who it was.
Okay.
So, and then I know that he just did a remix with one of the K-pop stars.
Oh,
Dracula.
That's huge.
Yeah, that one's exploded. Then I reheard it and I'm like, what did they change? And I watched the video and I'm like, okay, this is really cool.
Interesting.
So,
man, I mean, Tame Impala, I remember when I first discovered Tame Impala, I was like, that was when he first came out. This was like 10 years ago, might have been.
Really? I didn't even realize he'd been around that long.
Oh, dude, he was. And he was, to see how big he's gotten is surprising.
Yeah.
Because I think the first album I had heard of his was Lonerism.
Okay.
No,
I didn't even know about this.
God,
okay, so I have to go back and listen.
Oh, you have to.
Okay.
It's so good.
So I finished an audiobook on the way here. I know what I'm listening to on the way back.
Yeah, dude.
So,
and I can't wait to hear what you think of it.
Definitely. I'll shoot you a text when I get home.
Yeah, please do, man, because that's like one of my favorite. Lonerism is so good.
Okay.
There's so many songs on there. It's like, it really is iconic. And it made me go to his first thing. I think it's Undercurrents or something like that. It's got a very interesting cover, like psychedelic.
Okay.
And that's pretty good. Like, you could see where he was going. It's like the first album, he was like kind of just, all right, I can record myself. Then Lonerism was just like, dude, who is this guy? You know? And then after that was Currents.
Okay.
Have you listened to Currents?
No.
Oh,
again, like in the last year, he's emerged with me.
Oh, for sure.
So, but I listen to a lot of the radio, mostly like an alt rock station and then a heavy metal station and then one pop station. I float between those three.
Yeah.
And he started making appearances on the pop one and on the alt rock one. And then I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. Let me get into it. And then here's second song. And it's just,
Yeah.
I don't remember the song he had that came out before Dracula, but that was the first one I had heard of him that I know of. And
Yeah.
I hear Dracula again. I'm like, oh, wow, this is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, no, he's a genius. And yeah, plays everything himself. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is.
Does he have a band when he does it live?
He does. He does. But he just tells them what to play essentially. And but it's so cool too when you see him, like I've watched videos of him like recording and he's just like basically just overlooking the beach.
Yeah.
And it's just like up in like damn near a treehouse. And he's just like just instruments all over the place, and he's just like taking naps, and he'll wake up and just start jamming. And
sounds like a pretty cool life.
Oh, dude,
he's on the beach and he gets to play music all day.
Yeah, he's loving his life. He's loving his and like he's from Australia.
Okay,
so they've got like gorgeous beach. I think he lives here now, like in California.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with the recording studios in LA.
Right. But yeah, that dude's he's great. I love his music so much. And he's such a good musician that like other big artists cover his songs. Like on one of Rihanna, I think it was Auntie on one of Rihanna's albums, one of her really like one of her better albums. She covered one of his one of his songs that are really really good, but she covered it and like also
made it explode. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And like I think she got him even way bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Because the fact that she covered one of his songs and it was really good, the cover, but his original too is just slamming. I think that's kind of that helped him up too. But he's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And then to shift gears in music a little bit, my girlfriend, when we're together, I usually put in her music in the car.
Yeah.
She's a huge fan of banda and corrido music.
Oh,
so
interesting.
And I'm learning Spanish, so it's getting there. Like Victor Mendevel, we're listening to him.
Victor Mendevel. I've never heard of him. Gonna look him up.
So Victor and Omar Quartz, it's obviously all in Spanish, and there's a certain style to their music. It's not just Spanish pop music or in Mexico. They had a lot of the bands, they'll have like the 10, 11 piece band with the music and one or two singers.
Yeah.
So that's her favorite style of music too. So she's been introducing me over the last several months to that music as well. So we listen to a lot of that.
Nice, dude. I can't wait to have some of those playlists on our platform.
That would be pretty cool. We'll have to put one together.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
I'm going to see her tomorrow. I'm going to be like, all right, here's my phone, make one.
Oh, dude, yes. And you know, man, and then like when I've been to Mexico and you see them live, I'm like stumbling around like Cancun at like 2 a.m., but they're like just everybody's just like gathering around and it's so cool.
Yeah, her mom just had a birthday and they surprised her mom by bringing in the band for her birthday party for like 3 or 4 hours of just playing straight.
Yeah.
And of course, it's also her mom's favorite music and they're super close.
Oh, nice.
So they were basically dancing and singing together for 4 hours.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Man, yeah. Banda music. What else? Trying to think of. I just, this wasn't recently, but probably like 2 months ago, I've made it my mission to find like the best tacos, like everywhere I am in LA. And I was at this place in Newhall in San Crito called El Pato. And they've got such great, Mexican music going. And like every song I was like Shazamming, and I started, this guy, I think is, no, not Luis Miguel. What's his name? He had this one song. I think I'm blanking on his name, but there's some part of his name is Miguel. I'll look it up. But such good music. I had to get it on vinyl. And but when you watch this guy, his videos, he's so dramatic when he's singing. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Mexican artists, they're great. There's so much good stuff.
There is a lot of good stuff in it. I didn't think I would like any of it. And she's just like, just listen to it.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. So obviously I picked up on it more.
Yeah.
So we see each other just about every weekend. So
yeah.
That's what's playing in the car.
Nice. Yeah, I can't wait to find out who are the best banda artists. And I'm sure it's regional too. There's probably so many.
It is. Obviously, her slang is Tijuana
So
style
the
music because
northern.
that's where she grew up.
Yeah.
So the northern, northwestern Mexico.
Yeah.
We've talked a little bit that around Ciudad de Mexico,
Hmm.
Mexico City,
Right.
there's obviously a different style.
Hmm.
Puerto Vallarta
Hmm.
has slightly different, which I love the food in Puerto Vallarta too. I
See,
love
it's like
that.
the seafood, right? The
Yeah.
ceviche and all that stuff.
And then just not just the seafood and the ceviche, the sauces that they had. It was the
Mm.
first time I had actually ever tried chilaquile.
Ooh, chilaquile. I've
Yeah.
had that, but I've had that in I think it was in Spain, so it wasn't like
Okay. Very
authentic. Yeah,
different.
yeah,
Very
different.
different.
Yeah.
The chilaquile there, I've had it since then here and in Tijuana, but it was by far the best I had was in Puerto Vallarta.
Oh wow, chilaquiles. Yeah, I got to do that over there.
Yeah. We went 2 years ago. I took my older son as a graduation gift because he graduated high school.
Nice.
So
Boy, that's a good one.
yeah. Well, he's like, I want to leave the country. I want to go to Japan. I'm like, okay, well, let's plan a trip to Japan. Then he decided he's joining the Marine Corps. He goes, well, I might get stationed in
Switch ahead.
Japan. Let's
Yeah.
change that.
Yeah.
In which he ended up actually deploying to Japan. He was in Okinawa for 6 months, but he changed his mind. And I said, okay, I've always wanted to go to Puerto Vallarta. I heard it was great.
Mhm.
Do you guys want to go? And like, yeah, my friends said it was great when they went on vacation. So we went and had a blast.
Yeah. Nice. That reminds me of I was in Oaxaca. I wanted to go to Puerto Escondido,
Okay.
and but I stopped in Puerto Vallarta for like a week, and I like walked around on the beaches and stuff,
Yeah.
just hung out. But yeah, man, that's cool. And Okinawa, that's it sounds like a beautiful place. It's kind of like an island, right?
It is an island. It's if you ask anybody from Okinawa, they won't say they're Japanese. They're saying they're from Okinawa.
Oh wow.
So, but it's got its own separate
Interesting.
culture, and we've of course had military base there since World War II.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact year it was established, but it is a very large central installation for our military and mainly the Marine Corps.
So is it still like technically part of Japan, or is it part of the U.S. now?
So I don't know exactly how the agreement is, but a majority of our foreign bases are considered a United States territory. So there's a very clear line, like
Yeah.
you are now in the United States versus leaving it, which is more significant for a military because when I was in the Navy, I was stationed overseas as well. It was the second you cross this line, you're no longer under American law. You're
Oh.
under the local
Oh, right.
laws
You got to
and
know those
local
laws.
customs. Yeah,
Yeah.
you make sure you know them
Mhm.
because we've had plenty of people screw up and they get arrested.
Right. Yeah. No, that's interesting. Well, I remember last time we were talking, you told me that your son is in Japan. So how's he doing? He's doing good?
It's good. He's back in North Carolina. He's
Okay,
stationed
nice.
in Camp Lejeune. So they're gearing up for another deployment. Not quite sure yet when they'll leave and where,
For sure.
but that's part of our military. They're ever ready.
Yeah.
They're deployable.
Yeah.
But he's enjoying himself.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
He's having fun. He's wanting to buy a car out there. So we're talking about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
A car in Okinawa. Interesting, because I'm just thinking like if but that's separate. That's like the island. My mind just went to like Tokyo, like driving in Tokyo. You know what I'm saying?
no, he got to spend a couple of days in Tokyo too. They got what they call a 96 hours of liberty.
Oh, nice.
So 4 days
Yeah.
around Christmas to go enjoy sights, visit Tokyo, and enjoy the city, which he thought was amazing. But
Nice.
he's going on a junior enlisted income, so he's like, Dad, I only make $2,000 a month, but I'm in Tokyo. I'm like, yeah, well, go enjoy it, but it's $50 every time we go somewhere. I'm like, only enjoyed a couple places.
Yeah.
So
Financial advisor kicking in there.
Yeah.
That's funny.
yeah, well, I mean, fortunately, he was very disciplined. So when we're talking about him buying a car, he's paying
That's good.
cash for it.
Oh wow,
at
that's
20.
good. That's
So,
awesome.
He's like, yeah, I'm afraid to go to the bank for a loan. And I'm like, just get a loan and put a bunch down and
Yeah.
pay it off in 3 months to boost your credit.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you have the cash for it. It's like, what if they say no? I'm like, you have the cash for it. Why would they say no?
Yeah. They want that
Yeah.
business too.
Yeah, like worst cases, we force you to pay it off because you're late or,
Yeah.
but he's a bit concerned about it. But I said, just go in and see what they say.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Wait, so a bank in Japan?
Well, no, he's back in North
Oh,
Carolina.
okay,
He's
North
stationed in North
Carolina. Okay,
Carolina
right.
now. So the banks he would use would be, well, he's with USAA, which is a military only bank, or family members in that. And they do car loans, they do other loans as well. So I told him, I said, just give them a call or go into like the Navy Federal branch and where is you can have a physical branch you can go in, just walk in, say, hey, I really don't have any credit. I want to get this car. It's about $11,000. I have $14,000. I want to at least get some credit, but I put half down. They're not going to let you leave.
Right.
They're gonna work with you to get a loan. Yeah, like because that'd be silly because it's business.
Right. And they know that you're young and that you got to start somewhere, and you're clearly doing well for yourself the way you're coming in here, and you do want to establish that credit history.
And also one of the nice things about being at least government employee, especially military, is you can't get laid off tomorrow, so you can't get fired tomorrow. So if something were to happen, like he misses a payment, they know he has a paycheck coming in the 1st and the 15th. So it's going to happen. But in this case, he has mutual funds invested with me and then his savings. Yeah. So he's going to be able to show both and be like, look, I have the ability to pay it off.
Oh, dude, he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's normal to just be, a little nervous.
Yeah. Now, I want him to kind of do it on his own. I don't know, like dad's calling in, trying to figure this out for him. Like, at some point, you got to have this conversation by yourself. So
Right.
Let's do it when there's low stakes.
Yeah. So that's good stuff. That's good stuff happening. Hey, want to help us on our mission of supporting great artists and rewarding you, the awesome curators? It's easy. Subscribe to the channel, give the video a like. Thanks. So yeah, I mean that's the music. What are you like what are you doing in your free time? Like, are you reading stuff? Are you watching stuff? What do you
So I do a lot of stuff. I do read avidly. I rotate between reading for fun and reading for personal development.
Nice.
In my spare time, I do a lot of gaming. So I'm kind of a big nerd.
What game are you playing?
So I am playing one of the in-person games that I play is Warhammer 40,000.
Warhammer, okay.
So if you know who Henry Cavill is, the actor, he's an avid fan as well of Warhammer.
Nice.
So Henry, if you're watching this, we need to get a game in sometime. You and I.
Yeah. Are you ready for that, Henry?
Throwing the gauntlet down.
Nice.
We got some new rules coming out in a week, actually.
Are there?
Yeah, it's a new edition, so it's going to be a big shift in the game.
Interesting.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. So I spend a lot of time painting.
Painting,
yeah. They actually have physical plastic miniatures that you paint, and I've done that professionally in the past too, where I've sold it. It's kind of more of a side gig for my financial advising is my full time. And I just finished, actually on my way here, finished an audiobook that was based off of Warhammer.
Oh, wow.
Science fiction. I finished that, so I'll be shifting back to a personal development book. So when I'm putting my list together, you're going to see 2 for books. One that's a bunch of nerdy stuff, and then one that's a bunch of professional stuff.
Awesome. So I'll be on the lookout for that. I think everybody's going to be excited for that.
That'll be good to see.
Nice.
I'd like to see some people's feedback.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to mention a series. I'm not going to name it here. I'm going to mention one that extremely popular author. I looked up like, gosh, I want to get into his books. And I saw this is the first book you have to start. And I read it and I just... I don't want to continue.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what the comments say. I'm curious about that one now.
I'm hoping somebody who's a big fan is going to be like, that was the wrong book to start. Do this one. And if we get a couple of people like, yeah, that's really good, I will definitely give this author another shot because he's again, I don't want to name names. He's a very well-known science fiction fantasy author, and he is one of the people that is currently putting out content consistently, and he has a humongous following.
Oh wow! So then it might really be like that, where you just gotta. There's one that can get you in that you'll go, oh, that's why.
Yeah, and then I think the reason why is the one book that I did read, it was a very intro level, like if you're don't have a lot of fantasy exposure. But for me, it felt very basic, and it was very similar to a lot of the other books I'd read.
Yeah.
There's nothing new and exciting. Why do I want to read 15, 16 more books?
Yeah.
If it's just like this.
Right.
But we'll see. Hopefully somebody else is like, nope, jump over to here.
Yeah.
So.
Interesting. Nice. Are there any of those types of things that like you're reading where, you're just like, you got to start here?
Well, again, going back to the Warhammer universe, I read a whole series that's called the Horus Heresy series. It's about 58 books.
The what series?
Horus Heresy.
Okay, Horus Heresy. Okay.
It's about 58 books. Do not start with that one.
Okay.
If you're going to get into Warhammer, the book you start with is Eisenhorn, because that's a 3-book series. They added a 4th one later on, but the trilogy, it's very good introductory.
Okay.
information. Again, going back to Henry Cavill, he's working on a television series.
I was
for
about to say,
Amazon.
this sounds like something that could easily be made into something.
This is the one that I was hoping was going to be made into it.
Okay.
They haven't really released a lot. Just knowing the books, I'm like, it does such an amazing job explaining the universe from somebody who doesn't have a lot of experience.
That's
with
key.
it.
That's kind of key.
Yeah. So this is brand new to it.
Yeah.
That would be a great book because you'll be like, even in the first chapter, without boring you like you're reading an encyclopedia, it explains what's going on.
Okay,
It's like,
great.
why is this person chasing a villain across this strange planet?
Yeah.
What's going on? We're so far in the future. So that's a really good one to start with.
This is Warhammer.
This is Warhammer.
Okay.
So another series I did finish, though, that's completely different from Warhammer is from Brent Weeks. It's called the Lightbringer series.
Okay.
If you are a fan of Game of Thrones,
I am huge.
but you want more magic,
Okay.
this is the series you want.
And the series is called what again?
It's called the Lightbringer series.
Lightbringer,
It's
okay.
5 books. So normally when you'll read books, there's kind of 2 different ways you'll get introduced to the world, and he actually weaves both of them in well. So like as a fan of Game of Thrones, you get inundated. You see so much going on. Like, when we watched it, we felt like we had to go back and watch earlier episodes because like, wait, I remember that guy from 4 seasons ago. Who were they? And you go back and you re-see the introduction of them. So you're just inundated and overwhelmed with it, but it's so much in interlapping stories. He does that really well, but then he also does the other way of like, let's kind of like introduce you, kind of like how Harry Potter, you get introduced to that world. He's like, what's this wizarding world? What's this sorting hat? What's this? What's going on? You get to experience it for the first time, just like the main character does. So he weaves a main character, Kip, who is just kind of getting introduced to this bigger world. But then his dad, who is a super powerful wizard, is just politics are getting thrown at him different and this other things. And so many things going on. So you're getting overwhelmed when the chapters are focusing on him. But then Kip just kind of like eases into things and it intertwines. Over a period of 5 books, you really get a very strong understanding for all of these different characters and their motivations.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah. So that one's really cool. I really enjoyed that. I finished that earlier this year.
That's awesome. That's good stuff. And then, so in terms of like movies, is that something that you feel like you have time to like check out these days, or
not as much as I used to?
Yeah.
The last movie I watched was Mandalorian and Grogu, which I think almost everybody watched that. The new.
I don't think I have actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you ever watch the Mandalorian TV show?
I did not. No.
Okay. But very few people who did it.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people say it's really good.
It is. And this was, instead of doing a 4th season, they decided to make it a movie. I felt like it probably could have been a series. I think it was one of the things, there was a lot of things that I felt like they could have fleshed out more if they had more time. So a 6, 7, or 8 episode season versus a 2-hour movie.
Okay. And so would you prefer a series versus a movie? Like what do you think?
Depends on the story.
Yeah.
Like, there's some stories, and it's the opposite. Like you'll see seasons, you remember when we were growing up, we didn't have Netflix and everything. All seasons were 20 to 24 episodes.
Yeah.
They would start in September and end in May, to correspond with the school year.
Yeah.
And there were always filler episodes. Like, our story's really only 12 episodes, so let's make 8 things up.
Yeah.
And fill it up. I'd rather just have a good story. If it has to be 4 or 5 episodes, it has to be 10. Because really, like Game of Thrones, again, let's use that example. They were every season was 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And the last 2, they're like, no, we have to
juice it.
Yeah. We're not just going to throw a bunch of fluff in there, which they didn't do, which I actually appreciated. The seasons weren't the best, but they didn't make a bunch of garbage up. And when they're like, well, why are we getting all this robust? And it's like, you realize it took us 10 episodes before because we had a bunch of characters. They're all dead now.
Yeah.
So there's not as many people. There's really only one storyline at this point.
Even though I reckon they could just always spin up new stories. Like that's the brilliant thing about Game of Thrones is that the universe is just so rich that they, that's kind of what they're doing right now with like
other shows.
Yeah, Dunkin' Egg and all that stuff.
Yeah, I actually just finished watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah, what did you think about that?
I thought it was pretty cool. Like
me too.
At the beginning, I'm just like, what the heck am I watching? Like, okay, let me put another episode or 2 in. And then I guess I'm going to spoil a little bit. When
I've seen it. Egg
announces who he really is.
Yeah.
Then I was like, all right, I'm in. He's
Yeah.
my new favorite character.
Yeah.
He's cool. We're on.
Right.
this.
Right.
So when he did that, I was like, that got me hooked through the rest of the show, which again was pretty cool.
Yeah. It was. And I don't know, the knight, the guy, I think it's Dunk.
Yeah.
He at first he was kind of hard to get into.
Exactly.
But by the end of it, you're like, oh, I can kind of see, I can kind of, get into it. But I mean, anything Game of Thrones is just, for me, it's really easy to, it's kind of, they have to do such a bad job for me to be like, all right, I'm done with this. And even then I would always give them another shot,
Yeah. Well, I feel like George R. Martin took a page out of Tolkien's book.
Right.
Oh, he
yeah.
spent all
A
this
good one.
time building this beautiful world, but
Mhm.
there's a before and an after history.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he started writing all these different time periods. Like, oh, here's something interesting that happened at this time period. And if it happened to be a good short story, leave it as a short story. If it's going to be a couple of series of books, let's make it a couple of series of books.
Yeah.
Why not build this world in this timeline?
Yeah. I think the world is the compelling thing. It's like you can, once you build the world and it's solid, and people are always going to be interested in what's going on in that world.
And we already have, like, at least as Americans, we tend to have a huge fascination with English history throughout their monarchies and the different wars they've had just in that area.
Yeah.
And we know Westeros is not England, but it parodies a lot of the politics and a lot of the houses. And
Oh, yeah. You could say that. You could definitely. I'm wondering what else, what other kind of, well, yeah, I mean, even, well, I guess France, like the history in France too, it's like very similar, but yeah, in England in particular with the Tudors and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh my God, the Tudors TV show from years ago.
I don't know that I got into it, but did you?
I did. I watched it from start to finish. That was actually, I keep bringing him up. Henry Cavill's one of his first shows. That was the first time I saw him.
Okay.
I actually had a hard time watching him as Superman because of the Tudors.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because it is such a different character.
Which one do you think he did better in, or which one would you enjoy watching more?
I mean, I was not a fan of the DC franchise movies. The sad part is I was a fan of most of the actors. All of them I think were great. It's just when the script was weak. The direction of the films were very weak.
Yeah.
I might be offending some people here.
But this is different from like The Dark Knight, right? This is different.
It is. Dark Knight was its own separate trilogy.
Yeah.
It didn't really tie into anything else. And they wrote it, Nolan wrote it that way to be just like, we're just going to focus on Batman and Gotham and his story arc. When the Snyderverse is what they're calling it, when they came out with the new Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, The Flash, and the Justice League movies, they just...
Yeah. I couldn't get into those.
I couldn't either.
Yeah.
Like, they were good, but not good enough.
Yeah, they were, and I think they knew that, and they were just like, yeah, let's just keep doing this. It's like, guys, give us the Christopher Nolan stuff, the depth,
And it was one of those, like, when you're hearing interviews, like, oh, are you going to make these better? Well, we made $700 million.
That's their justification.
Well, yeah, the name Batman's in it. People are going to watch it.
Right.
But if you want a true fan base of your universe, you need to have a better movie. And when they're competing with the Marvel Cinematic Universe at its height, when it was good, that was just a big, big problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, I loved my favorite was the first Wonder Woman movie. Without even reading anything, I went straight into the second Wonder Woman movie, which was terrible.
Oh.
Unfortunately, like, that was a waste of my time to watch.
Dang.
Yeah, it was that bad. And then I watched the Flash movie because a friend of mine convinced me to go watch that, and that was terrible.
Oh man, I wonder how they botch things like that. Like, guys, is it really like that hard to really just make a good movie?
And I feel like I mean, when you watch them, they were trying not to do the Marvel formula, but by going anti the Marvel formula, they messed up their own.
Yeah. Sometimes it's this kinds of decisions where it's like, instead of just like, let's tell the best story, it's like, oh, let's just try not to follow the same formula,
Yeah, and there was some good storytelling in it. There was some good character development in certain parts, which was really cool. But again, it's just like, you just look at it and go, were you focused on writing a good story at this point, or were you focused on just, I can't be Marvel?
Right, right, exactly. And that's the thing is like the shiny object and like just the very unsophisticated calculation.
Yeah.
It comes back to bite you, but there's so much money on the line, you know.
Yeah, and then trying to put too much into a movie at the start. When they brought Justice League in, they had so many characters and so much development.
Yeah.
And I feel like the only one that really like hit the basic mark of let me write a good story, introduce an interesting villain, an interesting time period was the Wonder Woman movie.
Oh, the first one you said?
The first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the first Aquaman movie was okay. I mean, it was gorgeous. The people who did the special effects on there deserve a huge raise.
Dang.
But again, I was like, why is the villain doing what he's doing?
I hate when they botch stuff like that. When everybody's playing their part and just it's like a tiny thing, like, you know, but really meaningful.
And they had an opportunity because they had a good actor who played counter Jason Momoa as his older brother. I forget the name of the actor.
Okay.
I like the guy a lot. They had a good opportunity to develop him. And they've done that. Marvel's done that too with a lot of movies where they've just had a basic villain, but they've had chances where they just, you hired somebody fantastic. Why not use them?
Yeah. You got to do that, you know, and there's certainly when they're so capable. It's kind of like, well, I mean, the one with Peter Dinklage, I can't remember which movie. I think it might have been the X-Men movie.
Oh yeah, that was one of the X-Men.
Yeah,
like First Class. Or in that genre. Or that
and I don't know that they totally made the most of him. You know, they really didn't, because it was unforgettable. Like, you know, but it's like, dude, it's Peter Dinklage. Like, he's in Game of Thrones. He pretty much was carrying the series with a whole bunch of amazing actors. You know, so it's like how can you do something like that?
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, I know there were time periods in which the comic book series, I wasn't a humongous fan of the comic books. I would go in and out of reading comics growing up. And I get some of the villains are kind of not all that interesting. But if we go back and we look at why are certain comic book characters our favorites, it actually really is because their villain was cool.
I think so too. Yeah, I think that's actually one of the most important things.
Yeah, like everybody's favorite Batman villain, there's a reason because they're cool. They've got this story, this and this background.
And I think the Batman villains are probably the best, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's why it's probably the most popular comic book hero out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Excuse me.
No worries.
So, but I think he's definitely the most popular one there because of the villains, because of all the story arcs.
Yeah.
He's probably had the most movies, the most TV shows, most animated shows by far.
Yeah. And I just think there's something intrinsically where he's the most interesting. Like, not only are the villains interesting, but he himself is like the closest to a normal human being. He's just super badass. And, you know, he's a billionaire playboy and he just kicks ass. He went into Tibet and learned martial arts. Like, you know, like that's all just way more relatable than like Superman, you know?
Yeah, like we can all get into the deep psychology of Batman.
Yeah.
Why is he so vengeful? Why is he so detached from things? Why does he act like this?
Yeah.
Why is he so singularly focused? And I think the reality is we all wish we could go to work every day like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to run a $1 billion enterprise and then go stomp crime.
Right.
And I'll get 2 hours of sleep and start all over.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah. I had a hot date with a gorgeous model.
Right. He's the man. He's just the man. Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Speaking of, when we were talking about Batman, I just thought of Christopher Nolan. And do you have the movie The Odyssey on your radar? It's coming out next month.
It is. I am gonna go see it.
Nice.
I definitely want to see it. I think I've seen every Christopher Nolan movie. I won't say I'm a fan of all of them, but I've watched all of them so far. Because if there is even the ones like I wasn't a huge fan of Interstellar, but I could see where he was going.
Okay.
But I loved Oppenheimer.
I loved it too. It was really good. It was really good.
Because I feel like he put a lot of effort in being historically accurate as well as just he cast it so well.
Yeah.
And just a lot of his other movies have just been so good.
Yeah.
Inception was I think the first one that really put him on my radar.
Mm. Yeah. He's the one that is reliable, consistent, where he's going to do an amazing job. The soundtrack, all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't crank out movie after movie after movie.
Yeah, it's
He goes,
thoughtful.
let me make this my next passion project
Mhm,
and then my
mhm.
next one. So it's always good. Like I've never walked out of one of his movies going, oh my God, that was a complete waste of my money.
Yeah. No, I think there's just certain figures that they carry the industry in that way.
Yeah.
Where it's like a showstopper when they drop, and I'm hoping that we get back more to that, where everybody's just like, let's just make great art, and I think in some way, like there are some criticisms about like the Odyssey, like before it comes out, because of the casting, and we'll see what happens, but I don't see him doing a bad job.
I don't. The two criticisms I heard was the helmets and the armor.
Really? I
Yes.
haven't heard that.
I looked at it like, oh, it's not historically accurate. I'm gonna
Oh.
be totally honest with you. I wouldn't know.
Right.
Who
would know?
I'm like, do we have any armor from ancient Sparta and back then?
Right,
Like,
right.
where we can
Exactly.
see like how close was he to it?
Yeah.
And then the other one was, I guess he cast Elliot Page.
Yeah.
Now that he's transitioned from Ellen Page
Mhm.
to be one of the crew members, and I just wanted the original rumors was that Elliot Page was going to be Achilles.
What? Oh my God, that's kind of ridiculous.
That's
actually.
kind of weird because he's
Jacked. He's supposed to be the most jacked and
Achilles
killer of
is
them all.
just a beast, which is why Brad Pitt played it
Exactly.
a long time ago.
Like, and did a great job.
Yeah, I loved that movie too.
It's a great movie.
But now my understanding is that Elliot's been cast as one of the crew members, but kind of one of the dopey ones.
But why would they do that? I mean, that seems like a big rewrite, and like, I don't know. And it seems. Go ahead.
Well, I'd say in the Odyssey, now it's been a long time since I've read it.
Mm-hmm.
After Odysseus is leaving and his epic journey back to home, he had a crew with him.
Right.
Not all of them were the brightest people in the world. Not all of them were like this great, amazing warriors. Many of them were just like average sailors. You're like, well, this is my job. The boat goes here.
Right.
So I'm definitely not gonna take any judgment because I actually do like Elliot Page's acting. So we're gonna see
Inception. Yeah, that was a great movie.
Inception,
Juno.
What was Umbrella Academy? Was the last thing
I didn't see that
he was in. That's a good TV series to watch too. And that was led right into when he decided it was time to transition. But he's been a fantastic actor for 20 something years. So I can't imagine he's not hurting for work. So I can't imagine he was given a role and been like, oh, well, I need this job and I can make it work. And maybe I can imagine him looking at it going, yeah, I'll do it. Let's get it.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing it, knowing the character that I believe he is playing. It checks.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I wonder how prominent a dopey, sailor will be in the movie.
Yeah.
Like how long can you keep that going where it's interesting? I'm sure there might have been better roles, but it's stuff like that where you just go like, I hope that doesn't ruin the movie. You know what I mean? Like,
so many people go in with stupid perceptions of what it's going to be.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
My thing is like, the Odyssey is not a small book.
Right.
There's a lot to cram in.
There is.
So I'm like, okay, who and what is getting cut or getting reduced on this book? Or are we going to be surprised and be like, part 2 coming 2028?
I wouldn't mind a part 2. Honestly, it's such a universe that like, I think there's so much that can be done in that,
There is, and I do think that the book, unless it's a 3 or so hour movie, which I haven't looked at the runtime, there's some stuff I can see why you'll glaze over. Like he spent a year in this one place. You can kind of abridge that into 10, 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see why I would like to see that in 2 movies to really get into the depth.
Yeah.
But then there's also, like you said, there's so much spin-off between the Greek mythology, all the mystical beings that he encounters.
Mm-hmm.
There's a book that I just finished also called Circe, based off of one of the characters he is going to encounter because he actually
marries, like he's with her for a while.
With her for a long time.
I think he has kids with her.
He does.
Yeah.
I didn't want to spoil anything, but
Yeah,
he does. He has a son, but he actually doesn't know that she was pregnant when he leaves.
Yeah.
But Cersei is a goddess.
Yeah.
So she has a full book, and somebody actually went back and wrote the whole story of her, because she's kind of the villain in a lot of Greek mythology, but kind of tells her story as the hero or heroine.
Interesting.
And I read all the way through that, and I'm just like, that puts a totally different spin on you. You're not just this, crazy witch who's, seducing people.
Right.
Yeah.
But she's a fascinating character. Like again, that whole world, almost every character you could make a whole thing about them. Calypso.
Exactly. I mean, obviously many of them are deities, so the thousands of years of history to go through.
Yeah.
As well, and not just rehashing what we've seen a million times with Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
It's, the battle between the Titans and Zeus and everything. You have a lot of opportunity to talk about all these other stories of these other people. So the Odyssey getting redone after it hadn't been done in a long time, I'm pretty excited to see it.
Yeah, me too. It's almost like the Titan stuff is almost lazy compared to where you could take it with all those other characters.
Yeah, let's not get into the remake of Clash of the Titans, because that was not.
I'm not even familiar with the original.
The original was from like the 80s.
Was that any good?
It was good. It had Mark Hamill in it, which he was on like LA Law and a few other dramas, very serious actor. But this is one of his breakthroughs. And he actually, when it was in his height, wouldn't even acknowledge the movie, which was kind of funny.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Like, why not? And it was like, no, I wasn't running around in my underwear in there. It's like, we have 2 hours of you doing this, but it was a very good movie.
That's funny.
They redid it in the early 2000s, and you can forget that movie exists. It wasn't very good.
Yeah, I mean, I hate when they do that. They do that often when they're just like, and again, I don't know how you run out of ideas, but they're just like, oh, let's remake this classic movie and let's botch it.
Yeah, well, He-Man. That's in theaters right now.
Oh, is it? Oh gosh.
See,
I didn't even know. That's how bad it is, probably.
I mean, it doesn't look good. I've had one person said it was hilarious.
But hilarious in what way? That's
like
the real
cheesy
question.
And corny. And I was just thinking, like, I don't know how you would make something like He-Man a super serious show.
Yeah.
Throwing in the humor and the jokes and the campiness was probably for the best, but I'll wait for it to be on streaming.
Yeah. We'll see, man. Gurus, we've got the return of our Story or Stern's Japanese Garden concert series. Yes, the critically acclaimed, pretty much 5-star on Meetup, reviewed gathering in a gorgeous Japanese garden with music, vinyl, and a special performance from a very talented musician. All of that for you. And all you got to do is join us Sunday, August 9th, 2 to 3:30 p.m. Can't wait to see you. Bring a friend. So there's one more thing. Like I in terms of features, AskAGuru's got music, it's got books, it's got movies. But are there any, like, do you have like a guilty pleasure YouTube video where, you've got this video where you're like, man, this is a classic. I wish more people had seen this YouTube video? Or are you one of those people that you're not really into YouTube?
I am. There's a couple that I like because I've been working a lot lately, so I'm exhausted. I've changed my diet up to try and lose weight and exercise. Yeah. So I'm really grinding a lot. And as well, you starting an app, working for yourself as well, there's days where you're just like exhausted. So there's a channel called Motiversity that they'll have music, and they write their own music. It's very upbeat, very positive.
Motiversity.
Very inspiring. And then there's a few other similar ones to that. So I like, if I'm like, dude, I'm dying, I'll put that in. And I won't say it automatically picks me up every time, but it brings my eagerness and my energy level up a bit. Yeah. So that pumps me up a good amount. They don't produce as much music as they used to in the past, but it's also very good. And then they'll incorporate a lot of very motivational speakers like Eric Thomas, Tony Robbins.
Oh, I haven't heard of Eric Thomas, but Tony Robbins, of course.
You got to read his book too. He's got a couple of books. You'll love him.
Oh, interesting. Nice.
he's got his biography and everything else. He's fantastic, but it'll bring the speakers in and the music and put those together with background music as you
Nice.
go in. But yeah, Eric Thomas is a good guy to read too. He's got a great his first book that came out. I'm blanking on the name of it, but I read it, and it starts with his biography. Now it's really an autobiography, but he had some help writing it. You know, grew up in the projects.
Oh, dang.
You know, didn't really not running with the right crowd,
Mhm.
learning disabilities, just for whatever reason, met the most amazing woman in his life.
Oh, sick.
And he was just like, I can't be like unemployed
Yeah.
in your family when you're getting a nursing degree.
Yeah, I can't
Like,
be a fuck up. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's
So
dope. That's dope.
now he's a pastor, a motivational speaker, has
Nice.
a PhD now.
Oh, sick.
And him and his family, but he also talks about how the part that really helped me was talking at the end of the book is how him and his wife make it work. Because he obviously supports her career. She didn't put her career on hold for him. He has his career and he's a very public figure now and he's well known. But she's a nurse and she's very dedicated to her career as well.
Yeah.
And the things that he talks about in the last couple of chapters about, there's some times where she gives me that look and I just got to drop everything and do like, babe, what do you need?
Yeah.
Like, you need this, you need support, you need
Yeah.
anything, or you just need to sit down and we just need to talk.
Yeah.
You need a husband now, a partner, not somebody who's just out making money and
Yeah.
this other stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's other days to where he needs that from her and she's like, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
we're going to do that. And I really wish more relationships would listen to that
Yeah.
and really embody it.
Yeah. No, that's good stuff though, because yeah, that emotional intelligence, especially with a partner and the communication and all that stuff, that's probably the difference, you know, the difference maker. Cause that's what it would take in order to deal with life.
Yeah.
You know? So that's good stuff, man. That's awesome. What for me, I found this cover. Do you listen to Queens of the Stone Age?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I won't say they're my favorite band out there, but I do like them.
For sure. Yeah. So I found a cover of theirs, of this one band. No, it's actually Mark Ronson putting together like some people, and they did this cover, and I've watched that cover like probably like 100 times.
All right, you're gonna have to share it with me.
Yeah, I do. I do. I will. I think it's already posted on AskAGuru, but I'll tag you in it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's something that's really that I've watched a lot. And then yeah, I'm trying to think about what else. Not really. It's not really a video. It is kind of music, kind of like what you were describing, but it's like these like nice visuals that are motivating, and like the music is like really minimal, but I think really powerful. And there are like quite a few YouTube channels of that sort, which is probably a good hustle, for somebody.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely putting some time in by pairing the music and the congruity of all these different public speakers.
Yeah.
And all of their videos.
Yeah.
So.
And the motive, and like it's the effect too. If you're having a good effect on people, you deserve to be rewarded. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been checking out. But man, dude, you're the man. I'm so happy that I'm so happy that you're one of our first guests, because this is exactly what this app is all about. Just getting curation from really cool people, and you might not expect that you would get all these potentially life-changing things and just to sit down, but I really do think that when I dive into some of these things that you've mentioned, I'm going to be really grateful for you mentioning them. So
yeah, no, I appreciate your feedback too. It sounds like we have some things in common, and then some things to where it's like, you know what, just try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've always had the philosophy of I'll try it, and if I didn't like it, I'll find I'm like, okay, just not for me.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. And I've been surprised pleasantly. Quick funny story, an ex-girlfriend of mine was all excited, wanted to go to a silent movie because they were doing a silent movie.
Yeah.
And it had like the live symphony to do the background music, because there's obviously no speaking roles, right? And one of these like Charlie Chaplin era films, not a Chaplin movie. And it was hilarious. I loved it and everything. and she was convincing me to go. She hated it.
Well,
She was miserable. That was the dumbest thing ever. I can't believe I spent money on the tickets.
Oh my thing.
What are you talking about? That was brilliant. I
Yeah.
loved it. I'm so glad you thought of it.
Oh, man.
Obviously, our relationship did not last.
But you had that experience.
But I had that experience, and just because I was able to do that, I would now go, okay, the next time it's ever available,
Yeah.
and I have an opportunity to go, I'm going to be excited because I already know I like it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Man, well, Kevin, we got to have you back again.
Definitely.
Please let people know, if you guys need a really, really cool person who knows finance, but also obviously, like you can see, is super down to earth, and you can have a conversation with. Where can people support you? Where can people find you? And of course, do you promise to come back and give us some more curation?
Absolutely. I'd love to
Awesome.
come back. I can be found. I do post on social media, a little bit on Instagram. It's Chisel56. That's my Instagram. Don't ask me where that name came from. I don't know.
MC Chisel 56 over here.
I have my Facebook and LinkedIn are Kevin Gaffuri.
We're gonna drop a link to those guys.
Okay, and then we'll post how to spell my name because it's a little tricky.
Sounds
I
cool,
do
though.
I do post a couple of times a week, just basic budgeting, finance tools, short videos. I do offer a free 30-minute Zoom consultation. on
Take
budgeting,
advantage of it,
finance.
guys.
Thank you. And then, yes, I am a fully licensed financial advisor.
Nice.
So we provide financial and asset management. Primerica is my broker dealer. We do everything, very similar to what you'll hear from Dave Ramsey and Susie Orman, who are great influences on people for managing their debt, properly saving for retirement, for their financial needs, for their kids, how to properly insure themselves. Those are the types of focuses we do that. I'm not going to give any, there's no one size fits all, but excuse me. There's no one size fits all investment or strategy. Everything does really need to be customized towards the person. This is why I want to spend time getting to know people.
Yeah.
That's why the consultation's free. We just got to, just like we did today, for an hour or two, we've been talking, just getting to know one another.
Yeah.
And I feel that's really important, not just going to, this is what you should do because this is what I do.
Yeah.
I could tell you, this is a perfect investment because that's where my money is. You may be like, you know what? I have a moral objection to some of those companies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's like, why did I have that conversation with you? These are really things that we need to talk about.
Right.
So
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Man. Well, you guys are in for a treat. I hope you guys check out Kevin. He'll be back soon, and we can't wait for more curation from him. So
Definitely.
you guys stay tuned. That is it for us. Stay awesome, gurus. Kevin,
man.
dude, you're the
Appreciate it.
man. Man,
that was fun.
that was fun, and it felt so like natural and organic. And dude, this is our first one, so it's just gonna keep getting better.